The following is a production of Stevenson Media. H-Town, what it do? My name is Nick Stevenson. I am the self-appointed president of Houston Sports. That handsome man to my left, that is Harley Dugan, filling in for Ruben today. Y'all say a prayer for my man Ruben. He's at the dentist this morning, so hopefully he's going to be all right. Harley, man, thank you so much for joining me for episode 51 of the Twin Toros podcast here on ESPN Houston's YouTube channel. How you feeling, man? Football's right around the corner.
Yeah, man, I'm feeling good. Football was back yesterday. It was a wild night.
Yeah.
Crazy night for game one of football. Hopeful that's not pretentious to how the rest of the NFL is the rest of the week and
Yeah,
the
for
weeks
sure.
moving forward. But yeah, man, I'm excited, man. It's Texans football. You can smell it. It's in the air already.
Absolutely. I am ready for a football season where we're not talking about the referees all season long. But we'll have to wait and see, man. Hopefully the referees are not on that BS already in week one for the Texans versus the Rams. So look, man, really quick, let everybody know where they can find your content if they want to follow you, because Harley Dugan, I mean, this is a well-known man in the Houston sports content creation space. But let everybody know on the ESPN channel where they can find your stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Nick. Appreciate you having me on. Yeah, I mean, if you don't know now, my name is Harley Dugan. I do the lead Houston. You can follow me anywhere on YouTube at the lead _HOU, as well as anywhere on social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We're almost at 15,000 subs on YouTube, so that's the ultimate goal. And we're getting closer and closer to hopefully 2,000 on Instagram as well as TikTok too. So yeah, man, we're trying to grow this as much as we can. Super appreciative.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Doing the damn thing. Proud of you guys too, man. So listen, man, let's hop into this thing. Houston Texans versus Los Angeles Rams. It'll be the first time the Rams and the Texans have met up at SoFi Stadium. CJ Stroud, a little bit of a coming home party for him, man. I just wanted to find out from you, man, on offense, on defense, in this matchup, who are the players that you're going to be watching with a special microscope on in this matchup?
Offensively, for the Texans at least, I can't keep my eyes away from Ursary, right? I mean, the rookie is at least presumably going to start at left tackle. It's going to stir away from what we saw at training camp. Once Cam Robinson got hurt, they set up a configuration of a different five. And now we got Ursary back at what his original position is and always was at University of Minnesota. He just looks more comfortable there, as the reports say. So I'm curious to see how he's going to look against whether it's Kobe Turner, whether it's Jared Verse, whoever is lined up against him. It's going to be hard to miss Ariante Ursary, considering he's 6'7", 330 plus. So I'm very intrigued to see what we see from him, as well as potentially now with the down out injury status, and I know we'll get into the injury report of Christian Kirk, but Jalen Noel has my interest.
Yeah.
And he caught it immediately when, just through the pre-draft process, when I was looking at guys for the Texans, I thought Jalen Noel was one of the better receivers out there available. Hell, I even thought he was better than Jaden Higgins at Iowa State, the other guy we grabbed.
Yeah.
So I'm happy we have Jalen Noel. And I'm actually excited to see his opportunity this weekend. It's going to be a tall task for a rookie to come in and get a hang of the slot receiver role. There's a lot of concepts that is going to be influated with the white slot right receiver role, especially Nick Caley, former LA Ram guy. So I'm curious to see both of those guys and how that works out.
Yeah, man, 100%. And think about, Jalen Noel is what we've noticed, or what I've noticed about him, is when he touches the ball, just good things happen, man. He always does something with it. And so I'm excited to see him get an opportunity. I always trust that the one thing you don't have to worry about with a D'Amico Ryans led team is they will be ready on game day. Now, will they rise to the occasion and perform? But it won't be because they're not prepared. So I think that he will have an opportunity, and I am anxious to see that. For me, on offense, obviously, I picked the same guy, Ariante Ursary. I mean, listen, he told the Texans when they drafted him, "You got the best tackle in the draft." Well, week one, like you said, Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk, Jaden Verse, Poona Ford. We're gonna find out. Are you the best tackle? And here's the thing, man. It's game one. I'm expecting him to not be perfect, but if he is playing left tackle, that is some huge shoes to fill because they got rid of one of the best left tackles in the entire league in order to free up some space for some future contracts, and they're putting their faith in this rookie if he indeed does start at left tackle. It's going to be very interesting. So yeah, I'll be watching that with a very big microscope on it. For me, also on defense, I want to watch Kamari Lassiter. Had a great season last season. Is he going to have that sophomore slump, or is he the real deal? And we're going to find out because they're going up against two of the best wide receivers in the league, in Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. I don't know, man. I'm really excited. There's so many backstories to this too. You brought up Nick Caley, former Rams coach. Matthew Stafford is somebody that CJ Stroud has admitted he kind of styles his game after, somebody that he's looked up to. So we've almost got a Jedi Master versus the Padawan thing going on. So many exciting things happening in week one that I'm really looking forward to watching in this game. Let's go ahead and talk about that injury report, if you will. You brought up Christian Kirk. Man, that was the one thing we were all worried about, right? When they got Christian Kirk in that trade. The Jaguars were going to cut him. The Texans ended up trading for him, I believe, a 7th round pick. But that was the one thing. We all knew he's a good receiver. It's always the injuries with him, though, man.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. That's the grievance that Jaguars fans had really with Christian Kirk, besides some other, stuff that was happening during the game. But I mean, Christian Kirk, he played 12 games and 7 games the last 2 years, a total of 19 games. That's just not what you want from someone. And especially the Jaguars, they paid him very handsomely.
Mm-hmm.
Now, his first 2 years there, I'll say, he really made me eat crow and a lot of analysts eat crow because he went in there and he turned up. I mean, statistically, I was not expecting that from Kirk. So his expectations were high for me, despite the injury history. But even with the, concern of him being out potentially not just week one, but maybe even week 2,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how high my concern is because I just mentioned Jalen Noel as someone who was already comped pre-draft process to Christian Kirk. And so if Jalen Noel, hey, I understand those are going to be some tough shoes to fill in. We saw CJ Stroud and Christian Kirk definitely had, at least visually, had some sort of connection at training camp.
Yeah.
I was there for all the open training camp dates, and anytime there was trouble, Christian Kirk, 3rd down, okay, you give me a chunk of change and a 1st down. And he quickly became somebody like of a safety valve, similar to Nico Collins. So it is going to hurt a little bit. The only question I have is how much chemistry does CJ Stroud have with Jalen Noel?
Right.
We saw some of those chemistry issues between him and Jaden Higgins. Training camp, there was a play where Jaden Higgins did a quick curl or comeback route. The ball was right there, and as soon as he turned, it went right through his hands. Just think that maybe Higgins could have came back a little sooner, whoever's fault it was there. And then Cecil Schwartz pointed out in the Panthers game where he had a really good outside route. Took a little long to get to. CJ Stroud kind of floated it a bit in there. Again, stuff that is minor is a chemistry issue. As the weeks go on, that'll get solved. But Nico Collins is someone that can move around the line of scrimmage. And I think that's where Nick Caley is going to shine this year, is how to utilize Nico Collins, because he is an underrated wide receiver. We saw an NFL power ranking for top 10 wide receivers, and he wasn't even on the honorable mentions list, which is crazy. So to see Nico maybe X, Y, Z, use him as best as you can. Xavier Hutchinson can get sprinkled in there as well. Yeah. There's depth at this wide receiver room.
That is very true. And I think that's the one saving grace of this Christian Kirk injury. Obviously, he won't feel pressured to rush back, or they won't feel pressured to rush him back. I'm sure he wants to get back as soon as possible. But those hamstrings are tricky, man, and it's an injury that he's had before. Braxton Berrios also showed up on the list with a hamstring. Neither him or Christian Kirk practiced Wednesday or Thursday. Cam Robinson was a full participant on Thursday. We'll see. I don't think our list has come out today yet. Blake Fisher was limited. There's a lot of offensive linemen on that injury report right now, man, and that does concern me a little bit going up against. We talked about this Rams front four. The Rams seem to be relatively healthy. They had a couple of guys show up, Alaric Jackson and Akella Witherspoon. Full participant, one did not participate, but they're gonna have all their key pieces there. So it'll be interesting to see what that offensive line looks like. Cam Robinson being a full participant, that means he probably finds himself somewhere on the line during this game. Blake Fisher, not entirely sure. We'll see. But man, for week one, the optimism of every football team, it doesn't matter who you are, even the Titans right now are thinking they have a chance, right? I mean, everybody in week one, that is the wonderful thing about it. Regardless of who's playing, it's just the unknown, man. And that's the most exciting part about week one. I want to go over some of these odds for the game brought to you by FanDuel. The point spread, let me ask you about that. The Rams are favored by 3. Your thoughts on that?
I think that's fair. I think it's fair. I'm glad it's not crazy. But on the road at LA, Sean McVay, national media is taking a look at this. Yeah, I could say that's fair.
There you go. Rams right now minus 166 on the money line. Texans plus 140. The over-under is 43.5. You get a minus 105 on the over or minus 115 on the under. Which one you taking?
43.5. So what did I had about, I think mine just went under.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I'm actually taking the under too. We'll get to our score predictions in a minute, but I think, the one thing I know about this game is the Texans are going to play defense. I do know that. And I'm really putting a lot of faith that the defense will carry this team in the first few weeks of the season while this offense tries to get its footing, because you brought it up, brand new offensive coordinator, got new receivers in there. I think it's going to take a while for the offense to really take hold. So I'm really looking at the defense to hold them up probably first 3-4 weeks of the season. I'm expecting this defense maybe to be the strong suit of this team. One thing I wanted to bring up was this interesting parlay. Now, if this parlay happens, my score prediction is cooked. But if Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Nico Collins, and Kyron Williams all score touchdowns, it is a plus 23.63. That means $10 earns you $236. I might put down on that, because if that happens, the Texans probably lose, but getting a little bit of extra cash in your pocket probably takes that sting away a little bit if the Texans lose in week one, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Let's go ahead and get our score predictions though, man. What do you got for week one? Are the Texans starting off 1-0, or are they starting off 0-1?
Yeah, I got them with a fat W, man. I'm confident in this game. I am. I understand the LA Rams are not a pushover. It's Sean McVay. Like, they get their respect. They've won a Super Bowl years ago, but that was years ago. And Matthew Stafford, I mean, the man just had an epidural. Like, he was just pregnant a few weeks ago, man.
Right?
Like, I'm not going crazy about this Matthew Stafford. This ain't Detroit Lions Matthew Stafford, where he can play with a broken arm and win the game against the Cleveland Browns. That's not the same Matthew Stafford.
For sure.
Especially when you got Daniel Hunter and Will Anderson running after you. That man can't be running. That old man, them legs aren't going to be moving as fast as they used to be, especially with the best pass rush duo in the NFL, one of the deepest D lines in the NFL. You talked about the defense. It's one of the best in football.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go with the Texans here with a W. I think there's going to be a lot of field goals in this game. It's week one of the NFL. It's going to be a lot of sloppy play. I've predicted 23-16. I wanted to say 24, and probably had a third touchdown there, but I'll lean back into the 2 touchdowns, have the extra field goals, and maybe Kaimi Fairbairn helps us out in fantasy.
I like that, man. See, the Texans always gave us those funky scores last season too. Like anytime you tried to guess on the nose, they always gave you some funky number you weren't expected. So 23-16 works for me. Very close. I'm predicting 22-17, man. I think, I'm giving Matthew Stafford and these receivers the respect that they deserve, but they are going up against two of the best corners in the league and, like you said, two of the best pass rushers in the league. This defense, I expect it to ball out week one. I think they're ready to hunt. And like you said, Matthew Stafford is not moving around like he used to. I'm trusting the defense to carry them through. I think 22 points isn't too much to ask from this offense, especially if the defense is balling out, if you're getting the ball back, hopefully maybe a couple of turnovers. So I think 22 points isn't too much to ask, or 23 points as you predicted. That's more than reasonable to ask from this Texans offense if they are going to be the offense by the end of the season that we hope they're going to be. So we both have the Texans winning in week one. We would be in the minority. Like I said, Vegas is predicting them to lose. Most of these so-called experts are predicting a loss, man. But you know what we do. We're H-Town till we drown. And listen, we're not going to be homers. We'll probably admit from time to time if the Texans are not going to have an opportunity to win. But listen, man, I trust D'Amico Ryans and having this team ready for week one, man. And I like a lot of what I've seen in the preseason, and I know it's going to get even better. All right, man, Harley, this was fun, man. Thank you so much for joining us. A little quick preview of this Rams-Texans game coming up. Listen, guys, don't forget to hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the ESPN YouTube channel. Add the Twin Toros podcast to your favorites, man. That way you don't miss a thing. You can find me at Houston Sports State of the Union podcast on YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook. I am at PodHost Nick on TikTok. If you can't remember all that, it's cool because I'm going to put my link tree in the description. And then once again, you guys follow Harley at The Lead Houston on YouTube and at The Lead Houston anywhere on social media. I'm going to make sure I put his links in the description as well. We appreciate you joining us. If you want to catch a recap of this game with the Twin Toros, it's going to be over at 713 Houston Sportscast. That's Ruben's channel. He'll be back, hopefully with a good mouth of teeth left. And we'll be breaking down the game one between the LA Rams and the Houston Texans. And then you guys come back next week for a preview of Monday night opener for the home opener for the Houston Texans versus the Bucks. Harley, thank you so much, man. You want to add anything else before we get out of here?
Go Texans.
Absolutely, man. All right, guys, we'll catch you next week. In the meantime, I want you to stay 10 toes down for the H. We love you. Good night.